today I'm going to be taking a complete beginner's class to yoga. Yoga for everybody or anybody. So basically, we find that sometimes yoga can be quite daunting for someone who has never practiced before. However, we are also of the opinion that it can benefit anybody. So anybody that finds themselves in a seated position all too long, that has found quarantine or lockdown quite stressful, it is definitely something that needs to become that little bit more accessible. So if you have never practiced before and you consider yourself quite inflexible, that is absolutely no problem. In fact, you are probably watching, I hope, the right video for you. So we're just going to start off today developing a practice that has a little structure so that basically a beginner will know where to begin, because all too often you won't even know where to start. You might see a cool posture on Instagram or Pinterest and think, hey, I'd love to get to that, but where do you even begin? So the focus of today's practice is, as I said, for getting ourselves moving, getting ourselves off the couch, releasing any tight muscles, starting to activate those muscles, and to just clear our heads and to take a little break away from maybe scrolling, maybe endless binging on TV, or binging eating, anything that is overwhelming you and making you feel a little bit stressed. It's time to take a little break from that. So when we begin, we generally will start ourselves off for a beginner's practice in a seated position. Something just to get yourself ready to practice. Something to get you focused on your body, something to bring yourself into an awareness of your breath, your state, your emotions. Basically, it's just a little check-in with yourself. So we're just going to take a little moment of quietness to start ourselves off. Don't worry, we're not going too deep into anything too meditative.
And if sitting on your heels is uncomfortable, don't be afraid to use a cushion.
Perfect. So we can start ourselves off in this position and bring ourselves down into child's pose today. So child's pose, you may have seen it before, you may have even been in it before, is when you just bring yourself seated on your heels. Gently, you start to melt yourself down onto your mat or onto your floor if that's where you're practicing, and you really start to develop a lovely stretch all the way across from your low back, right the way through your mid, along through, and without forcing those arms forward. Your arms are simply coming along for the ride. So here, there shouldn't be too much tension, like straining forward. You're just gonna allow them to fall wherever your shoulder blades are happy with today. So just give yourself time to melt down into this posture and focus on really starting to feel the release through your low back, and then gently bring your breath up through your mid back into your upper, and then you'll feel it through your cervical spine as well. So at the back of your neck when you melt your forehead down to the mat. So the most important thing here is that we're not reaching forward and having our hips pull up and away. We really just want to get ourselves as comfortable as we can. And then from here, we're just going to take a couple of minutes in this posture. So don't worry about craning your neck upwards, because we're trying to do the opposite right now. We're trying to create that lovely extension at the back of our neck. So we'll take a few moments here and I will speak again when we're going to come out of the posture. For the moment, all I want you to do is focus on your breath and start to follow your breath. So it might be really, really hard to start off with if you've got a very busy mind. So what you can do, instead of worrying about getting into this wonderful meditation, what you can do is just count your breaths. So I like to inhale 1, 2, 3, exhale 1, 2, 3. And it's as simple as that, and that alone will cause you to slow your breath, focus your mind, and you can stay focused on that for as long as you feel comfortable. So we're going to take that child's pose here now. And if your mind does start to wander, just remind yourself, inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. And I want you to keep that count going in your mind just for the next minute or so. Continue this breathing, and on your inhale, try and focus your awareness to your chest and your abdomen, and you will notice that sensation as if there's a balloon kind of rising and falling. It's inflating and deflating just between your abdomen and your thighs. So try and focus your awareness now on that sensation for the next couple of breaths. And taking one more long breath in, we go inhale for 1, 2, 3. And exhale for 1, 2, 3. And after this breath, then we're going to peel our forehead up off the mat. And gently, you're going to walk your hands in toward your body. Just drawing yourself up to sit on your heels. Now you can keep your chin tucked to the last moment here. Just walk those hands in, and then roll your shoulders back and come into this seated on your heels position. And as Nick said before, you can take a pillow if it's a little uncomfortable for you. And at any point, yoga should not feel painful, and you should not be thinking, God, this hurts, but at least I'm stretching myself, or at least I'm gonna look like this. It's all about how you're feeling today. So if it's painful, get out of this posture. So what we're going to do here is just rock ourselves forward onto our hands. So we're now down on all fours. And now this part can actually be kind of tricky. You want to make sure that your hands are placed beneath your shoulders and your knees are placed beneath your hips. But what that sounds like and what that feels like and what that looks like can be 3 different things. So give yourself a little moment to maybe rock your weight back and forth and check your alignment and check where the weight is landing. You might be taking an awful lot of weight on your hands and on your wrists, or you might be a little far back. So play around with it. It's all about shifting weight and just feeling the foundation of the floor. So for this, I recommend just doing a few rotations. Inhale when you come forward, and exhale when you come back. And we're just pressing a little bit of weight into our wrists, warming them up today. And staying synchronized with our breath and our movement. So we're going to try that in the opposite direction now. Inhale. And exhale for 1, 2, 3. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, and last time, exhale for 1, 2, 3. Okay, bringing ourselves back onto all fours. We're just going to continue to warm up the wrist today. So gently place your fingertips facing in toward your body. Now that's going to give you a lovely stretch. So if you're spending a lot of time typing or texting, then what you can do is really get the benefit of feeling that stretch all along these extensors and flexors. So nice gentle movements, rocking. And again, if you feel any pain, ease up. This is yoga for you, it's not for anyone else. It's for your body.
If this is too intense, you might want to sit back onto your heels and just physically move your wrist, because not everyone is going to have that mobility maybe to
Yeah.
take that position. So just to open up that those muscles.
If you have any wrist injuries at all, then taking the variation that Nick showed would be definitely more appropriate. So coming back into fingers pointing out in front of you. From here we're going to take a cat-cow pose. So cat-cow, again, you may have seen it, you may have done it if you've been in maybe a fitness class before, it's quite popular. What the benefit is of this posture is that you're really going to start to work on your spine health. So it's nice and simple to do as well. What you want when you're coming into your cat pose is to pull your belly up toward your spine and your tailbone is going to duck down. At the same time, you're going to round through your upper back and draw your chin in toward your chest. From there, you're going to exhale, drop your belly, you're going to tilt your pelvis in the opposite direction, so you're really going to push your bum out, back behind you, and lifting through your chest and your chin, follow the movement all the ways up your spine. So exhale, let's come back down to that cat, we move from the pelvis, rolling through the spine, rolling through the upper back, and eventually drawing it down into the chin. And then chin lifts, hips, they change that tilt up into anterior tilt now. There we go, and bellies down toward the floor. Follow your gaze up. Now exhale, breath. And we're going to go back to our count. Inhaling for 1, 2, 3. Exhale for 1, 2, 3. Inhale for 1, 2, 3. Follow that gaze. And exhale. 1, 2, 3. Last time. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Make this movement as slow as you feel. You can count yourself if you wish. 1, 2, 3. And from there, we're going to resume our tabletop position and just give our wrists a little break. We're going to come back to sit on our heels. Or again, if you're feeling uncomfortable sitting on your heels, you can always twist your legs to the side for this movement. There's nothing wrong with that. Or coming to Sukhasana, which is our easy pose, simply sitting with your legs cross-legged. If you don't have that mobility in your hips, then you can grab the pillow and place them underneath, as Nick will demonstrate in a moment. Okay. Right, so from there, we're just giving our wrists a little break. So roll them on out. Now keep taking deep breaths, but you don't need to worry about counting your breaths here. Just nice and slow and steady breathing. Focusing on how your wrists are feeling, whether they're tired out or whether they're okay. Or maybe somewhere in between. Right. Okay, so from here, we're going to rock ourselves back onto all fours. And from there, we're going to kick our heels, or our toes, over to the right-hand side of our mat. So we're just going to create a little pivot at our knees, over. And we're going to follow our gaze to look over at our toes, looking over our right shoulder. Deep breath in, come back to center with your feet. And take another breath, we're going to send them out over to the left-hand side. Following that gaze, we're just getting a little side opening here, and a little rotation, a little twist for our spine. And then these small movements so far. From there, we come back into center. Start opening through our thoracic spine, so our chest region can get particularly tight, especially if you're sitting at a desk all day. Personally, I have a very tight thoracic region, so my chest muscles are quite short and they are not going to be wonderfully open. And what I'm trying to say is, it's okay if yours aren't either. Take the variation that suits yourself. So what we're going to do is place our weight down into our left hand and peel our right hand away from the mat. From there, we're going to open and come into this thread the needle position. So we need to open to begin, and exhale, we thread our needle. Just tapping your temple down to the floor if it's comfortable. And then we take a deep breath in, we open back on up again. So what I'm doing is I'm leading through my sternum and following my gaze to my palm. Now my arm is not leading the way. As I come into this opening position once again, I inhale and I allow my chest and my back and all this area around my thoracic region to lead the movement. My arm, imagine that my arm is this short. It's not going to be coming around back here just because my hand is reaching that far back, because you will pull yourself out of alignment. It's all about that thoracic mobility. Exhaling down into the threaded needle, getting a nice stretch for our shoulders here. And inhale one more time to open. And exhale, we send it through. Now we're going to pause here. Just take a deep breath. And nice and gently bring yourself back to tabletop position. If you need to give your wrists that little rest, that's absolutely fine. Give yourself all the breaks you need. From there, return to your table, and we're ready to repeat on the opposite side. Remembering to take the movement out of your sternum, opening, and gently guiding your hand through, threading your needle. Expel the breath before repeating, opening up to inhale, and threading the needle on the exhale. Really release every last bit of air from your lungs before we repeat and open. And we're going to go one more breath. Inhale for 1, 2, 3. And exhale, 1, 2, and 3. Take a pause here in the lower position. And gently bring yourself back up, there's no rush, back into your tabletop position. From here, sit yourself back. And once again, I'm just going to take a little rest, give my ankles a break, coming into Sukhasana. From here, we're just going to do a little work for our neck before moving into our sun salutations. So sun salutations is something that's used quite often in yoga. I'm just going to take you through Sun A today, as it's a nice little template or a nice little basis for you to work on a sequence, and eventually when it becomes very natural for you to go through your sun salutations, it's just a nice way to get into a mindful meditation. So you're not really thinking about what you're doing too much, or you're not letting your mind get distracted by other things. So sun salutations, but first we're just going to follow our breath through some neck rotations. So inhale, lift your chin, and it's as if you're drawing a circle with your nose. We're going to exhale for 1, 2, 3. And at the bottom position, we're going to start, inhale, and bring it up for 1, 2, 3. And just bring it around in a circle, continue to draw that circle. 2, 3. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. And from here, we're going to change direction. So inhale, we bring it back around. If you were going clockwise, if you were going anti-clockwise, just switch it around. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. One more breath like so. And gently return back to neutral. And from here you can scrunch your shoulders up towards your ears. And exhale, release. One more breath in like so. Scrunch it up, any tension you're feeling right now. Bring it into this movement and exhale. Just let it all go. Okay, hopefully we're feeling a little bit calmer. From here, before we move into our sun salutations, I want to demonstrate a component of the sun salutations, and that's a move that we've probably all seen before if we've any experience in looking at yoga poses, and that's our downward facing dog. Now, downward facing dog can look and feel quite different to every person. It depends on your body structure, it depends on your flexibility, your experience, or even just how mobile you are on any given day. So, myself and Nick are going to demonstrate two different kinds of downward facing dogs. So Nick is going to take down dog where his knees are going to remain bent. So if your hamstrings and calves are particularly tight, it is recommended that you don't try and force those knees straight. Don't worry about it, they will come down eventually, but for the moment, I think it's important that we maintain the structure and integrity of the pose and making sure we're not rounding through our back and shoulders. So a downward facing dog is essentially you want to create that upside down V shape. So a lot of the time you might see this position as a downward dog. It's not quite what we want it to look like. Now, I'm not so concerned about looks and aesthetics, but it is important that we're not damaging ourselves. So Nick, if you'd like to come up into your downward facing dog. Okay, so from here we're just going to work through the body parts. So Nick's hands are going to be placed down nice and firm against the mat, and he's going to spread his fingers nice and wide. There are 4 parts of your hands that I want you to focus on, so visualize a square at your palms and just press down into each part or each corner of the square.
It's a slippy.
It's a slippy mat.
It's a warm place where we live right now.
And it's okay to have a sense of humour with yoga as well. A lot of the time it can be seen as quite a reverent kind of practice, which obviously it should be somewhat spiritual to yourself, but that doesn't mean there isn't a sense of humour there. So, I can see your palms slipping.
I'm slowly going into plank.
Take this mat here for a second, it's the less slippy mat. So from here, Nick's hands are spread nice and wide apart, he's pressing down into the full mounds of his hands. What we're trying to create is a nice long line that rolls all the way up to his hips, or to your hips. So from here, we're going to break it down from shoulders. So a lot of the time now, if Nick was shirtless, you would see that he's really internally rotating his shoulders in this position. What we want is an external rotation. So you're going to pull your shoulder blades apart, so you've got this nice flat feeling here at your shoulder blades. Head hangs between your biceps so that you're not craning upwards. And you're going to melt your heart down towards your thighs. Knees are staying bent, we're not worrying about straightening them out just yet. Now Nick, take a break. Because downward facing dog can actually be quite strenuous, especially to a beginner. And especially if your wrists are feeling weak from your practice. I might steal my mat back.
Okay, you don't want the sweaty mat.
I don't want the slippy mat. Right, so from here, I'm going to bring myself up into hopefully a downward facing dog with my legs straight or my knees extended. Now, if I don't reach that, I'm not going to judge myself today. I have been doing a lot of running of late and my calves are feeling pretty tight. But it's going to be a lovely sensation to feel that stretch all the ways across my legs. So from here, I'm going to do the exact same. Spread my hands nice and wide apart, pressing into the full mounds of my hands. I'm going to externally rotate through my shoulders, and I should have a nice long line from my wrists to my hips. From here, I'm comfortable with bringing one heel down at a time, just to get myself warmed up. And if it feels good today, I'm going to take a deep breath in and exhale, bring my heels down toward the mat. I'm focusing on melting my heart down and keeping my spine in a nice neutral alignment, especially at my cervical spine. And when you feel like you're ready to come back down, just take a little rest, take a deep breath. At any point during today's practice, obviously I'm not here in person, so I'm not going to I'm going to give you permission through video to just chill out. Come down into child's pose and just stretch on out and pick it back up whenever you're ready. So, now that we've gone through our downward facing dog, hopefully you have a better idea of what it's going to look and feel like. But send me a message if you're not sure. Send me a video if you're not sure, and I will break it down for you and take you through your own down dog. So, to start ourselves off with our sun salutations today, we're going to come to the front of our mat in a standing position. I talked about the 4 points of our hands. Now I'm going to talk about the 3 points of our feet. So we're literally looking at our big toe, our baby toe, and our heel. Visualizing a kind of triangle at this point. And in this triangle, you want to really evenly distribute the weight between these 3 points so that you've got a nice balance and stability. It might help to visualize, if you're into visualization, if you've got a creative mind, that there are roots coming out through the soles of your feet, and they are rooting themselves down and winding down into the earth, and might help you feel a bit more connected to the earth. So take a little moment to close your eyes, and if you're not into that visualization, just count your breaths once again. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. So really spread your toes wide apart, squeeze through your toes, and from here we're going to begin our sun salutations. So I'll take you through the movement, I'll take you through the breath, and I'll repeat a few times, and you can watch the first time maybe, and then practice through the next couple of times, or whatever you prefer. So I'll try and describe so you don't have to look up at the screen too much. So we're going to root our feet down to the floor, but at the same time we're going to inhale and lift our arms up toward the sky, and engaging our core as we do so. So we're squeezing our bum, squeezing and drawing our lower ribs down. We're going to follow our gaze up to our hands, and exhale, we're going to fold forward. So draw those hands down toward the floor, and this is our forward fold, but simply put, you're going to come down and touch your toes. So if you're not able to touch your toes, your forward fold might look like this, and that is completely okay. What we want to do is draw the stretch all the ways up along the back of our legs. So our calves, our hamstrings, our lower back, our mid back, our shoulder blades, our forward folds. What you might find doing is that you're bending at your knees. This is entirely okay. It depends on what area you really want to focus on stretching the most, which sounds a bit too simplistic, but at the end of the day, if you want to feel a deep stretch all across the top of your body, so we're talking about your lower back, mid back, and upper back down to your cervical, then you can really bend at those knees and just feel the stretch all through here. Now I'm in forward fold. My hands are coming down to the floor, but they might not necessarily, and more than likely not to if you're new to yoga. From here, you could extend your legs out, taking one knee at a time, and focus on keeping a straight leg, but then you're going to be keep your knees bent if it's not happening for you today. You'll still get the benefit of the stretch. From there, we're going to come up into a number 7 shape, is what I like to call it. So it's our half lift. So we're going to draw our bellies in as if we're wearing a corset, focusing on keeping our core tight but our backs nice and flat, and our head and spine in neutral position. So we're not craning up and we're not tucking down. We're really focusing on drawing those shoulders back, number 7. From here, we exhale, plant the palms down, and step it back into a plank position. Now we're not going to be in plank too long, just a breath, but if you're very uncomfortable in being in plank position, gently bend your knees down to the earth so that you have a short lever plank position. From there, we're going to lower our bodies down to the floor, so just bend your elbows, lowering your belly, your core, or your chest, and your chin down to the floor. And on the next breath, you're going to inhale and lift, opening through your chest, lifting your chin, follow your gaze up, and exhale, lower back down to the floor. From this position, curl the toes back under, and we're going to lift ourselves into our downward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Focusing on taking our time to get down to downward facing dog today, and all the factors that we mentioned earlier. So focusing on spreading your fingertips nice and wide apart, feeling the 4 points of your palm, creating that long line right the way up to your hips, and keeping your knees bent until you reach that point where they're naturally coming down toward the floor, with a soft little guidance. We hold downward facing dog here for 5 breaths. If you need to take a break at any point, just come down onto your knees, take child's pose, and resume when you feel ready. Last breath here, in for 1, 2, 3. And exhale for 1, 2. And follow your gaze between your palms. We're going to step it forward now. 1 foot at a time. Stay down into our forward fold position. Inhale, we lift back into that number 7 shape. Shoulders back, core pulled in. And exhale, fold it down again. So keep your knees bent if you need. Tuck your chin. And from here, pressing into the 3 points of our feet. So imagine those roots. We're going to root to rise. Inhale to lift. Arms to the sky. Careful to keep the tension out of your shoulders. Core pulled in. And exhale, release. And that's 1 sequence. So 1 round of your sun salutations A. We're just going to take it again, and this time I'm just going to work through the breath and give you a few cues, but we're going to take 1 breath for each movement. So inhale to rise. Arms up, core pulled in. Follow your gaze, don't strain. Exhale, we fold down as if you're touching your toes. You can bend your knees, tuck your chin. Inhale, we half lift. Number 7 shape, shoulders back. And exhale, plant those palms down, step it back into your plank. Take your plank variation and take a deep breath in. Squeeze your bum, and exhale, bend those elbows, hips, chest, and chin to the floor. We inhale here, pull our shoulders back, open, lift through the chest. And exhale, down, back down into the pose. From there, curl your toes under. We're going to come up into our downward facing dog. Exhale here. Holding here for 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Last breath here. 1, 2, 3. And exhale, 1, 2, 3. Inhale, follow your gaze between your hands and step it forward. 1 leg at a time. We inhale to our half lift, number 7 shape. Pull those shoulders back, core tucked in. And exhale, fold it down. From here, inhale, we lift up toward the sky. Press those feet into the floor, raise those arms up toward the sky. And exhale, release. And we're going to take it once more today. So take a little moment to find your foundation. If you need to take a little rest between your sun salutations, that's absolutely fine. Just go at whatever pace you're feeling today. Right now, this might be the first time in your day that you've actually taken the time to slow down, so this might be the slowest part of your day. So enjoy it. Close your eyes, deep breath in. Inhale to rise. Exhale to fold. Inhale to half lift, number 7 shape. And exhale, plant the palms down. And one foot at a time, we come into our plank. Inhale here in plank. Squeeze your bum. And exhale, lower yourself down to the ground. Uncurl the toes. Inhale, just drawing your chest upwards. And exhale, we come into our down facing dog. Take your time getting here. Take it at your pace. We're here in downward facing dog for 5 breaths. Pressing into your hands and feet, melt your heart down, and press your hamstrings and your calves away from your body. Take those last couple of breaths. Take a rest if you need. Last breath in, 2, 3. Exhale, release. 2, 3. Follow your gaze, step it forward. Here we go. One foot at a time between your hands. Inhale to half lift. Shoulders back. And full fold. Here we go. Exhale down. Ready for it now. We're going to take a big deep breath in. Press into the soles of our feet. Rise up. Big stretch up to the sky. Enjoy this one. And exhale, release. I'm just going to take a little moment here after our rounds of sun salutations. Now, if you feel like doing some more, just rewind and you can go through it all again. Close your eyes. Feel the shoulders drop down and away from your ears. Notice which foot is carrying the majority of your weight, or if you're balanced evenly between both feet. Noticing that line of energy coming up through your feet now, all the ways up through your legs. Notice the tilt of your pelvis, perhaps if you're anteriorly tilting. So if you have your tailbone pushing up toward the sky, you can tuck it down that little bit, squeeze your bum, push your hips forward. Follow that line of energy up through your core. Engage your tummy muscles, focusing on your lower ribs here. We're careful that they're not flaring out, so we tuck them in. Chest stays nice and open, shoulders down and away from your ears. Fingers drawn down toward the floor. And your head, the crown of your head lifting up toward the sky. And gently open your eyes. From here, we're just going to take a gentle side bend. So inhale, we reach up to the sky once again, same as before. This time we can interlace our fingers. And we're going to draw ourselves just into a gentle opening. So drawing across into our palm tree. Follow your gaze up towards your palm if it feels comfortable. If not, turn your head down toward the floor. And back into center. And exhale across to the other side. Now, you might not be all the ways over across. You might have a certain angle in your mind that you think your body needs to be moving to, but learn to appreciate what your body is trying to tell you and appreciate where your body is. This is all I feel like doing today. This is all I feel like I'm capable of doing today. We want to come back into center. Release the arms. And come back down into a ragdoll. Take a little moment to decompress. Gently, we just allow our arms to hang loose. And we can rock from side to side. We can hold of our elbows. Forehead comes down towards our knees. Again, if you're up here or down here, Whatever feels good to you today. Learn to work with your body and not against. Gently enjoy the movement, vertebrae by vertebrae. We're going to roll it up and back up into that standing position. And gently, I want you to step it back with your left foot, coming down into a lunge position. And from this lunge, we're going to come down into a low lunge. This is our last couple of sequences, our last couple of postures today. And I'm focusing on our hip flexors. So this crease here at your hips gets especially tight and especially weakens the more we spend our days sitting down. So we're going to spend a few breaths here, just inhaling up to the sky. And if this is already really tight for you, you can just stay here with hands at heart center. Inhale and exhale down. We'll go for 3 breaths. Inhale and exhale to lower. Ensuring that you've got that bend there at your knee, so your knee is stacked above your ankle. I'm going to go for 1 more breath. Inhale to lift. And exhale to lower. From there, just plant your fingertips so you can change your leg. Back into your low lunge. Stacking knee over ankle. And inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. And inhale to lift. Last breath here. And eventually we might be able to start coming into a bit of a back bend. But for the moment, listen to what this hip flexor is telling you. Come back down to center. And release. So you can come down onto both knees. Take a second down in child's pose. And draw your palms in toward your body, sitting back on your heels. Okay, and finally, before we finish up today, we're going to swing our legs around and come to lie on our back. What we're going to do here is a few, what you might know as glute bridges. So we're going to draw our heels in towards our glutes. Now, the closer we have them into our glutes, the more glute activation we'll have. So by glutes, I just mean your bum and those muscles there. So we want to start to activate them. Flush your lower back down into the mat. So careful that you don't have too much of a gap here, as I often do. You can often fit an arm down through here. I'm going to focus on tilting my pelvis so I've got very little gap there. Now from here, I'm going to take a deep breath in and exhale. I'm going to press my glutes up toward the sky. Gently lowering, I roll it back down. So I'm kind of scooping my back so that I roll vertebrae by vertebrae back down to the floor. I'm going to repeat for a few breaths. So pressing into the 3 points of your feet, deep breath in, flush the lower spine, and exhale up. Gently we roll it down. Inhale, exhale, roll it down. Take a deep breath here. And up to the sky on the exhale. Now you can play with your breath here. Perhaps you prefer to inhale to the sky. So we can try that there. Exhale and inhale. Whatever feels good to you. Just close your eyes and play around with it. Always scooping that lower back. And then from here, gently draw your knees in toward your chest. And just give your lumbar spine, so your lower back, a little massage. One last nice movement. I'm probably going to slap Nick in the face. Sorry, Nick. That's my armpit. From here, we're going to rock our knees over to the right hand side, keeping our shoulders in contact with the floor, and follow our gaze over to the left. So knees and gaze in opposite directions. Try to keep your knees stacked as best as you can. We inhale back into center. And exhale over. Again, trying to keep those shoulder blades down to the floor. And careful that your shoulders aren't up towards your ears. We allow the arms to drop. Gently come back into center. Give yourself a little hug and say, nice one. Nice one, me. Give yourself a little gratitude each time you practice yoga and appreciate that you've done yourself a solid and that you have at least done something to try to ease any stress levels or any inactivity that you might be experiencing at this time. So coming into Shavasana, a lot of people's favorite part of yoga, we're going to close our eyes and stick with me on this one. We're going to see the whole practice out. We're just going to take lovely deep breaths in, close our eyes, and empty our mind. So it's a challenging process to some. Make yourself as comfortable as you can. Grab a blanket, an extra mat, or maybe a pillow. And just allow your body to feel weightless. If you like, come back to counting your breaths as a way of stilling your mind and slowing those racing thoughts. Counting your mind. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Continue to count. And again, if you have that creative mind and you want to take the visualization, visualize yourself away from where you currently are, somewhere relaxing, perhaps somewhere you'd like to go after lockdown, somewhere that puts a smile on your face and brings joy to your heart. It could be a lovely beach, it could be a field, if the visualization isn't working for you, just go back to counting your breaths, that's okay. We're going to take 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale for 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3. Last breath. Inhale for 1, 2, 3. And exhale for 1, 2, 3. And on that last breath, just release any remaining tension you feel from your body. So if you find that you're squeezing some muscle without realizing, just allow it to release. From here, just make gentle movements, rotating your wrists and your ankles. When you start to bring yourself back into the room, back to where you are, taking a nice big stretch, whatever feels good to you. So we're all feeling different, all our bodies want something a little different, so just tune in. And rolling onto your side, keeping your eyes closed. Bring yourself up into any comfortable seated position. From here, just to finish out our practice, we're going to rub our hands together, create a little heat, create that energy. So noticing energy that you're creating, you might even notice your heart elevated, your heart rate elevated, or an extra little bit of heat surrounding your body right now after your practice. Just tune into that heat and then place your hands over your eyes. And we take a deep breath into the darkness. And exhale, release. blinking your eyes open. And here I'd like to invite you to create an affirmation or just a personal goal for yourself, but try and make it something that is related to self-care. So you could say something as simple as, I will take better care of my mental health, or I will make the time to mind my mental health, or to mind my mind. Whatever it is, just say it quietly under your breath. And we finish out every practice with saying Namaste. Namaste can be translated in so many different ways, but at the essence of it, it's saying the light in me, or the God in me, or the awesome in me recognizes the awesome in you. So, thank you for being awesome. Thank you for watching this video, but thank yourself, because you've really just taken the time to do something for you, which I think is really, really great. So if you liked watching this video, let me know, and let me know what you'd like me to focus on, and I can definitely try and help you get through this lockdown with a little bit more of peace of mind and movement.